There we go. There we go. We are back. We are in full effect. Like it's 1988 out here. You know what I'm saying? Um, Made in the 1980s live show. It's been a minute. It's been a minute. There's a lot to freaking talk about. And who better than us? Who better than us? Look, I'm gonna get right to the introduction. I am Camp from the Port. You know me, you know my body, potentially very well, depending on who's seeing this. You dig? And I got my guy. I sent a message. I sent a really quick message. Thinking again that schedules maybe would not align for this. But I was just like, yo, a lot going on. I want to talk. Gonna go live after the gig. I'm actually off a little early because I'm not way over my hours, but hour over enough. You know what I'm saying? He was like, hey, nah. Watching this right now, shoot me that link when you're ready. And I want them to know who is ready. Introduce yourself for the people, please.
It is Wayne Dang Doodle.
He
say motherfucking dude.
Yeah, dude. Please say it. Never get it confused that you can leave it out because you can't.
I'm gonna stop asking you. No, I'm gonna stop asking you motherfuckers nice.
Yeah.
Oh, please. Say that shit.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Man. So, you know, I don't want to end on somber notes, but we do got to talk about a little unfortunate music news, because this is unfortunate music news to me because I'm a rap nerd. I'm a hip hop fan. I mean, both of us are big, huge fans / nerds of music. I don't know if nerd is used as a derogatory term your way, but I embrace it. I'm the coolest nerd ever in life. That's like my brand. So we're gonna kind of like just count them all down here, and that feels nasty to say or do, but rest in peace, BeatKing, because we haven't been live since that happened. Rest in peace, Fatman Scoop. And this week, to just triple us on, man. Rest in peace, rich homie Quan, man. Rest in peace, rich homie, baby. Oh man, I won't lie to you, man. I was hurt by this, but I talk a lot in the intro, so man, please, rich homie Quan, what are your words? I saw your post because you kept it so 1,000, and I hope people ain't been fronting the past couple of days. But
I mean, of course they've been fronting. I just got a feeling they just been hiding it from me. Now, I'm open about everything. I was not, nor have I ever been a rich homie fan.
Okay.
All right. I'm not a Young Thug fan. I just that whole
like Rich Gang and all that.
Yeah, I'm not with the Rich Gang movement. I just wasn't. I mean, but my opinion.
Yeah.
But I find it really odd that whenever we lose somebody, everybody comes out of the woodworks to be this super fan.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I can't believe it. I was just playing Rich Homie. Yes or no, you weren't.
Yeah.
No, you weren't.
Like it's doubtful. You know what I mean?
So, like, R.I.P. to the man. Condolences to the family. But as a person watching other people dick ride, I'm not going for it.
I get that. I respect that.
You can mourn. If you want to relive the previous Rich Homie days when you had him in heavy rotation, that's cool. Nothing against that. But I think the real topic that needs to be talked about is the way some of these young rappers are dying.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. And I do want to segue into that. But first, I do want to say some things about just Rich Homie Quan from my perspective. And as we talk about these young rappers dying, I'm going to tie this all in here. I am not going to pretend like I was a super fan of Rich Homie Quan, but I was definitely a fan. And a lot of the reason why I became a fan is because Rich Homie Quan is one of the artists I tie to my radio career. You know, I got into I started interning in 2009. I had my first full-time job by 2010 in radio, terrestrial radio, music format. And one of the first artists, well, no, because by 2013 is when I really learned about him. So, but in that decade, the 2010s, he's one of the few artists that we saw coming and wasn't sure what was next from him. Even though he comes out a little later, like I always look at the 2010s as, you know, obviously the blog era rap. So, you know, you got your Kendricks, you got your Coles and Drake and Big Sean, Wale, Crit. But, you know, but you do also have, you know, you have your Future, you have your YC, you have your YG, Rich Homie Quan, Young Thug, Travis Scott, and a lot of these young guys, and on and on and on. These are just not the only people, but many of them, Rocco, and like, you know, all these guys. I'm sorry, I'll be naming rappers all day. Stally, Rocky Fresh, all those. Dirk, Keith Reese. All right, I'm done. So, but I say that because I remember when Some Type of Way came out, and I was like, yo, like, I can't front. This is fire. I was like, I don't really quite understand what he's saying. I was like, but this is fire. And I'll say that because Rich Homie Quan, Migos, Young Thug, Future were slowly but surely starting to take over terrestrial radio in Indianapolis and Radio One markets going to the South, Southeast, and Midwest, right? So I had heard a couple songs from Rich Homie Quan, and it made me start checking for him on Dat Piff. And the first mixtape I heard from him dropped in 2013. It was called "I Promise I Will Never Stop Going In," and I was like, "Yo, that's actually a hard title for a mixtape." And to this day, one of my favorite songs on there. It's actually one of the first 3 songs from Young Thug where I was like, you know what? I don't really understand, dude, but this hard. And I'm gonna have to give dude somewhat of a listen. And there was a song called "Get the Fuck Out My Face." And you know me, you should know my brand by now. If there's ever a song telling people to get the fuck out your face, I'm at least listening to it 3 times. Like to this day, that's my joint. And so I was like, okay, so he just doesn't have Some Type of Way. This is not the only song that he has if people are going to get behind him. Rich Homie Quan is also an artist that I saw like ascending. Like I used to for the company I worked for, we were booking him in damn near every market. And there were tens of thousands of young people there to see him. Him specifically, like he's on the bill with K Camp, Juicy J, Juicy J 2.0 is what I like to call him at this time, and Migos, and he's one of the last 3 acts. Like Rich Homie Quan was not the opening act in a lot of these shows that I saw because his set was that fire, and he was on a lot of big records, and so you know, and I never heard anything negative about the young guy. You know what I'm saying? The reason why his death is so eerie to me because he dies around the age. No, he dies at the age that I'm starting to hit my stride in what I think is going to be my next career, like for my life. Like when I'm in my early 30s, he's coming up like the new kid, like I'm supposed to be out the loop, but I'm not out the loop. So the young people are putting me on, and this is one of the people that they're putting me on to. So that's the disappointing and disheartening part of it, because for the people that may only just know him from his music, man, there were some interviews very early in his career, 2012, 2013, where he's actually a very was a very thought-provoking young person. Even though it might sound like a bunch of mindless, like stupid stuff. Like he did say, he's like, yo, I want to get more into the lyrical content and telling some stories. Like he was like, because I'm a big fan of like Outkast and Dungeon Family and Goody Mob and the stuff that they were saying. Like they were trying to help people, like help young Black brothers make it. And he was talking like this in interviews, even like before drug addiction. And then I even had a chance to see him on My Expert Opinion last year, post drug addiction, and he's talking about how he wants to get back to that. So for me, it's disappointing because Rich Homie Quan was one of the young people I was really rooting for just in life. Like he seemed like a very solid young dude. And unfortunately, the era that I got into radio, so many of the young people have died. And man, that's disappointing. Like, yo, Mac Miller dying was like crazy to me. Then Triple X, and then there's a bunch of other names, and apologies for I'm not purposely leaving somebody out, but like Rich Homie Quan, like him dying, to me, that was like, man, like, yo, I literally equate him to a piece of my radio career because I covered him, as an editor and broadcast journalist. And I sincerely liked a lot of his music. So man, it's eerie, it's disheartening, and I definitely don't think people should front on them. Like I know we throw around that L word too loosely, and I am not going to say it's at least in the auspice of hip hop that Rich Homie Quan is a legend, but he definitely was a star. He definitely was a star, and a bright star. And especially when you look at how music is consumed today and how it's distributed today, he's only one of a very few recognizable runs that you will know from last decade. Like you can't talk about some of the biggest records of last decade without talking about Rich Homie Quan. Like that is undisputed fact. Like I don't like this ain't about him being the nicest or getting 5 mics or any of that other BS. Like literally, you try to do a set for the partiers, the hoes, the drug users, the thugs, like whatever set you're trying to do, there is 2 minimum Rich Homie Quan songs in that set. It should be at least 5 if you keeping it super real. But man, it's unfortunately, man, these young people and the new wave of just drug abuse, addiction, and it's sad. It's sad. Straight up.
Yeah. I mean, but we got to stop acting like this is brand new, though.
Facts.
As a kid, growing up in the few years I spent in Clinton, Iowa, running to grandma's medicine cabinet was normal. Let's just put together a cocktail and see what happens. And because like we grew up crack era.
Yeah.
We saw what crack did to the ones that did it. And we didn't like what it did to people. And that itself told us, don't fuck with it.
Right.
Everybody is seeing what these fucking opioids is doing to people firsthand. And they saying past that shit.
Yeah.
What are we doing? What the fuck are we doing?
Yeah.
Like, there's no what. So just off the top of my head, what was the young man with Juice WRLD?
Yeah, Juice WRLD. Yeah, Juice WRLD.
Juice WRLD, Mac Miller, was Gucci's young lady.
Yeah.
It was Enchantress.
Yeah, I think that was her name. Yeah.
What the fuck are we doing?
Yeah, man, it's rough. It's rough. And
DMX, what the fuck are we doing?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you
man,
guys are fucking role models. Like, I don't think people realize what that fucking title means.
Mm-hmm.
You want to accept the title, but I don't think people really understand what the title of being a role model means.
All right. You know what? I'm going to stop you right there because I feel you, but I'm going to say they do, but they just don't want to be a good one. Shout out to my man Jones. He used to say something a long time ago. Not a long time ago. He used to be like, "Yo, man, some of us just had piss poor OGs, and we seeing it right now in this music." Like that. That was his thing. He was like, "Yo," you could tell like dude got piss poor OGs because why, right? So now, fast forward. We look at today. We look what is celebrated today. And granted, I'm not here to beat my chest about how my era was so much better than the others because it really ain't in the grand scheme of things. We were just able to separate entertainment from reality better. I will say that everybody that was made in the 1980s and maybe a few years before, I think we just have better discernment on like, okay, yeah, he ain't really going out on the crash out mission. He's just relaying the story to us.
Yeah.
Today, we just live in the world where we're just finding too many people who don't care if they're famous or infamous. They just don't care. So, yeah, they know they're being role models, Wang, if you want my personal opinion. They just don't care if it's positive or negative. It's like, yo, yeah, I could tell you go to school. I could tell you take care of your family and be an upstanding citizen or whatever. But I'm going to tell you pop pills, hit chicks raw, and shoot any nigga on the block that's playing with you. I just rather tell you that. You know what I'm saying? Like people, often we talk about how there is little to no balance in the music and entertainers today. And some of it I do believe is by design, but there's a bigger part of it for me that's just like, well, these kids don't want to be positive. Like they just like they want to be so anti us, our era and the era before. Like it's almost like they don't think they could do any better. So they want to be the best at being the worst.
Oh shit! You just said a mouthful.
You take what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, it's because look, we live in a time now where the rules of snitching have changed a lot. But now the unfortunate situation with King Von is like, hey, look, the random dude in the crew that kills King Von, obviously he don't win by that, but like it don't get real for the homie that was really the star, that was really making the money, that realized, oh shit, my man's did this and now he's messed me up, which has messed everybody up. Now he decides to cop pleas. At first it was he said it was on site. He ran up on me, stole me. We let dude have it, blah, 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 blah. Like, yeah, see, all of that sounded good when you thought you could still make your money and keep it moving. But now we ain't heard from dude since the 2-week layover of all of that. See, that's the thing. People, again, we live in this world, man. And the conversation of free speech. The conversation of free speech and what it really means. See, the thing is, you can say whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. You do have that much free will. But when you say what you say, you are not free from consequence. Using your freedom of speech the wrong way towards me might get you slapped in the face.
Yes.
It might get your jaw broke. I might hit you with my car. You got to decide if you want to say it or not. Yeah, go ahead, say your thing. See, it's like, oh, I'm going to say it, you're just going to take it. No. That's why I choose my words very carefully, positive or negative. So whenever I say something to you, I really mean that. And I don't know why or who. I don't know the person or the incident that has changed that for people. But yeah, we somehow, some way we got into this world is like, oh, we're just consequenceless. So do all the drugs, sip all the lean, drink all the liquor, smoke all the weed, hit every girl raw, shoot the entire block up. But there's always an ending to this movie, right?
Sometimes the ending to the movie is exactly what they're searching for.
Yeah, yeah, that's a bar.
To me, this always used to baffle me. Still does. How a person will completely and totally crash out and do the most vile, most heinous thing that you can do to land you 3 consecutive life sentences. Because they don't want to take 2 weeks of scrutiny from an ass whooping.
Man. Yeah. Hey, yeah.
Go out, fight, get the W or take the L.
Yeah.
They're going to laugh at you for about a day or two. And then everybody's forgotten about it. But because you don't want to take the L, you give yourself the biggest L.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to take a couple days, couple weeks of scrutiny.
Yeah.
And then to go back to where you said you don't understand where the kids don't feel like there's no consequences. What we're doing right now, it's fucking internet. This is the reason why this is part of the reason why there's no consequences. Because you don't have to see a person face to face anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good point. It's a good point.
Me and you are hundreds of miles away from each other. I can insult you in the worst way right now. At this very moment, what could you do about it?
Right. But just say some stuff back.
Say some stuff back. But guess what? After you get sick of me and you close me out of this live, and then you go on a rant insulting me, tomorrow I just go to work like normal, so do you.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
And then say you come to town, you come visit, and I get wind of it. What do? I just stay in a fucking house.
All right. Yeah. Yep. And then now since I know you in the house, now I gotta go live on your block and be like, yeah, see, pussy nigga still in the house. He was talking all that shit. When I was out here, but now look what's up. And then and now I gotta prove that I'm the elite gangster here. So now I gotta go and knock on your door and have no clue that, oh, this man has an AR-15 in his house.
I just blew a hole through my door the size of a basketball, and you was on the receiving end of it. Why? Because I was fucking scared.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why? Because this allows me to be as tough as I want to be.
Yeah.
Because there is no physical interaction.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, man. And
bro, we just had a whole conversation the other day where people are living their lives in simulation.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's right. I forgot. That is absolute fact. That is right. Yeah, man.
Wild times right now, man. Wild times.
Yeah, man. It's terrible, and it's like I wish people, you know, in this era, these young people especially, you get a chance to get out here and really feel what life is about. And I say that, you know, not just on the negative end, but on the positive end. I think that's a lot of what's wrong with people today. A lot of people, this are just the humans outside today. I think a lot of the humans outside today are slowly reacting to the emotions that other people feel in a measure to feel at all. You know, whether it don't matter if it's, you know, the cyberbullying, the street stuff, it don't matter if it's the gender war talks, like all of it. Everything today, it just feels like, well, it happened to Wang, and I would hate for that to happen to me. Man, I'd kill somebody if that happened to me. Like, you know, and it's just like, boy, wait, so hold on. So now you've taken in what somebody else's experience, and if you've made it your own. You know what I'm saying? I can't tell you how many times just through the internet I've gotten to arguments because I was on the opposing opinion or just playing devil's advocate to a story that broke. And it could be anything. It could be anything from, is Kylie Jenner a positive role model, to who was writing the Slaughterhouse breakup, like everything. Like I've went back and forth with people about some of the dumbest stuff ever in life on the internet that I really don't care about. I'm just here to have perspective, or I'm here to share my perspective that I really think is honest. I just think it's honest. Like, I don't agree with certain things, but I don't need to personalize it, and I definitely don't need to talk to and go around and around 3 or 4 times. Like, see, that'd be the thing that really make me mad. It's like, oh, when I give my point and I don't have to give my point again, I stand by what I said the first time while you've changed up 2 or 3 times. Like, yeah, I was like, all right, shut up or fight. Like, because now I'm repeating myself. I hate repeating myself. That's stupid. You know what I'm saying? It's I literally sit as this random YouTube as a random YouTube comment pops up. But I look at that and I'm just like, man, so many people are they're trying to take on the anger and the emotion of just other people, that I think they've gone out of touch of reality for themselves. Like, are you really going outside, and are you living your life for you? Have you put your phone down? Have you gotten off the internet? Have you touched grass? Have you had the wind hit your face? You know what I'm saying? Are you outside looking people in the eye and shaking their hands and speaking with them? Like, has that happened to you? Has those human interactions, have they become so low that now you have no sense of reality at all? And I know we've talked about this before, so I won't deep dive on this topic too much more, but all of this, as we talk about the music and we talk about the drug use, and, you know, unfortunately, you know, I feel bad for the young people that have to go through this opioid era, because, you know, in a way, this is a worse era than the crack era, only because a lot of this is prescribed. Like, you can go to Walgreens and find your deathbed now. You know what I'm saying? Like, keeping it real, although I seen it, I never just really casually just saw crack rocks and cocaine just available. But you can definitely find a Xanax. You can definitely find a Perk 30. You can definitely find, again, Sudafed. Hey, they was locking up Sudafed in 2010. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, you can meet your maker with what's in Walgreens now. And the potency of it becomes hard to shake. And bringing it back to Rich Homie Quan, what's so disappointing about all of this with him and what makes his story so tragic is that he literally says, I didn't drink or do anything before Some Type of Way came out. Like, that just wasn't my thing. He's like, I smoke weed. He was like, but we had so many shows and I couldn't stay up for all of them. I just wanted to get some sleep. And one of it, he said, an older family member told him, I got something to keep you up. And that phrase right there, and that exchange right there is ultimately why we are live today talking about him not being here anymore. And that is messed up.
Oh shit, dude.
Yeah.
Cause see that right there just took my brain so many different places. Like, did this family member think that he was genuinely doing him a favor?
Right.
Or was it self-motivated?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you can't stay up to do these shows, but we got to keep this money coming in. So, like,
there you go.
Like, that just took my brain so many different places.
Yeah.
And that's some sad shit, man. Like,
yeah, man.
I don't even want to talk about that shit.
Yeah, not for sure.
R.I.P. Rich Homie, man.
Yeah, R.I.P. Rich Homie Quan. Yeah, that's and man, again, the value of the Black entertainer's legacy. Like, what is it? I mean, granted, we all want money. Money. I heard a guy say this earlier today. Money will fix 98% of your life, like worldly problems. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can fix it with money, but you can't fix it by destroying what's bringing in the money. And there's no really great way to segue from that, because unfortunately we got a little more depth to talk about. I want to rewind just a little bit just to pay homage to BeatKing. Still in the aspect of health, unfortunately, all the 3 deaths that have happened in hip hop are health related. They are health related because hearts were stopped, and the ability to move on was bad. Now, look, I know we ain't from Texas, but BeatKing is a Houston and a Texas legend, and he definitely has some of the greatest music for women that want to shake everything in their body for a few dollars, or just because the party is just that lit. And it was heartbreaking for me to see him in an interview with like this really big shirt, and he was like, oh man, he was like, yo, I ain't even gonna need this in a minute. I just lost 11 pounds this week, so like pretty soon this ain't even gonna fit, you know what I mean? And I was like, wow, like he was really on this journey. And man, it was eerie to see a conversation he was having with Slim Thug, and him telling them about like, yo man, go get yourself checked, go to the doctor, get yourself checked. And he was just being very stubborn about it. He just didn't want to do it. And Thugger was just like, man, fuck all that. Take your ass to the doctor, get seen. He was like, yo, I've been dealing with blood pressure problems for like 15, 20 years. Like, he was like, you need to go now. You know what I'm saying? And that was, man, that was heartbreaking, because now somebody's trying to give you the game. Somebody's trying to give you the information. Somebody is trying to save you and probably don't even know it, or probably definitely knows it, and it still goes unanswered. And I mean, granted, I mean, look, man, as I sit here at 43, man, everybody is too young to be dying to me. You dig what I'm saying? Like, everybody's just too young to be dying to me. Even Fatman Scoop. But man, BeatKing, I'm not sure how familiar you are with most of his music, but man, when I tell you, he got some strip club anthems that I don't know how they didn't make it worldwide. I don't know how they didn't make it worldwide. It is because it is the energy of, you know, a lot of that 90s stuff. It is like the energy of 3 6 Mafia, Attila, of Ball and G. It's like, it's all of that. It's Luke. You know what I'm saying? It's 2 Live Crew. It's literally that energy. And I don't know why he didn't he wasn't be a bigger star before Then Leave. But man, if y'all haven't, you know, make sure you just listen to some BeatKing, man. If you want to get in a better mood after this, because I know we bringing y'all down, we're gonna bring y'all up a little bit. Pause for the guys. But man, listen, you got to listen to some BeatKing, man. Any girl that feel that she got a little something back there is gonna throw it when some BeatKing come on. So salute to the legend, BeatKing. And man, what a loss. It's terrible. My favorite joint is Scream from him. And for those that know Then Leave, because that's his biggest hit, like, nationally. It's a piece of that song is also part of that song. Like, if you keep your pussy clean, then scream. No, like, but never mind. Hey,
I wasn't hip to BeatKing, buddy. I'm about to check it out.
Yeah, no, for sure. BeatKing is BeatKing. Yeah, he got those. He got those. And not for nothing, not that I'm trying to put my own family out, but sometimes your girl would love BeatKing's music. I don't know how that's not a staple in y'all house, because I know y'all. So, but hey, whatever.
Put her on.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so you know what I'm saying, go, whether you got Apple, you got Spotify, you got Tidal, just type in BeatKing and just play the essentials. Just play whatever. Play whatever. It slaps on there. Bangers on there. Booty shaking bangers. Oh man. Okay. Jeez, all right. So Fatman Scoop. Rest in peace to the legend, Fatman Scoop, man. A big piece of the party in hip hop has died. That was disappointing. But you know, Wang, what disappointed me the most about Fatman Scoop's passing is that the last interview, possibly ever, because I don't know how he's done his schedule, but the last interview possibly ever that Fatman Scoop did was on Minority Mindset, which is a financial education YouTube channel that I've been following for like 4-5 years probably now. And man, he is on there kicking some real game about being a 6-7 figure earner, living below his means, how, you know, he got down and then came back up after the divorce because he lost $2 million in his divorce. And then he's like, but once he got back up, he was like, yo, I could stay in New York and buy the chain, buy the Range Rover and all that, buy the mansion. But he opted to move to Ohio and buy a nice sized house and pay for his daughter to get through school at Penn State. And man, the way he's talking, because he was what, 53. The way Fatman Scoop is talking on the financial education tip, and he bigged up, you know, Earn Your Leisure, Ian the Master Investor, and those brothers as well. And the things that he was saying, being, you know, 50 plus, and his just about financial responsibility in the entertainment business, how he got his start, why he does what he does with his money. And and it was such an important conversation, bro. And then the thing that hurt me the most about it is that he really didn't know his time was coming. He didn't speak about anything that, like, he planned to be here for another 30 years, and he was talking like it, just in the financial strategies he was starting. He wanted to be back on Minority Mindset with Just Breed, and they were going to put together some different programs and different just financial education type of situations. Like, he was literally mapping out. He said he had one more semester for his daughter to pay for school, and just the different seeds that he was planting, the new accounts that he was starting, and just the things that he was about to do. He had no clue that his time was coming, and he just looked like he was just preparing to just create a better life for everybody around him. And now he's gone, and that man is also, again, man, it's disappointing, man. It definitely kind of full circle for me on some just like, yo, tomorrow never comes. There is no such thing as tomorrow. You are not guaranteed tomorrow. You're not guaranteed the next hour. And it was so much game that they were kicking in this that just Black people need to hear. Minorities, well, even though Minority Mindset is just about you just being different with your money, and just doing what the majority won't do. That's really what it is. But it is ran by an Indian gentleman from Michigan, actually. It's always great information, very simplified on the finance tip. He's one of the people. Jaspreet Singh is one of the people that had me wanting to learn more about just finance and getting into the finance industry. And man, to hear how full of life and full of energy like that, because he had new information and he couldn't wait to give it back to other people and give it to his people. And now that he won't be here, man, I was hurt by that. I was super hurt by that.
I was extremely hurt by the Fatman Scoop news, and this may be weird, but when I actually saw the video, I found a little comfort in the video, because even, okay, like, don't get me wrong, I still had the same reaction, the whole whoa, like, the fuck?
Yeah.
But I don't even want to say the last words. I don't want to have to paraphrase what he said before he collapsed.
Yeah.
But he was Fatman Scoop doing what Fatman Scoop does.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you're gonna go doing something that you love. And I found a little peace in that, but like still the same. Like, a lot happening right
now. Yeah. Yeah, man.
A lot happening right now.
No, facts. Super facts. And it's man, as we sit here and we talk about these three gentlemen, and this is all in the aspect of just other people who have left us. It's like, man, we always hear health is wealth, but man, does it hit different now? Obviously, well, I won't say obviously. I think the government practices population control. I think the new way to do it is through food. I'm going to stop there just in case they cancel my YouTube channel because too many people might be listening to this part. But I'm saying all that to say, man, Black people, and we're going to talk Black people because I care about Black people and I'm a Black person. But I mean, obviously, all people, anybody, if you consider me cool or a friend or a colleague, an associate, whatever you consider me, man, if nothing else, 2024 for me has been a call to arms to get my physical health right, my mental health right, my spiritual health right, and my financial health right. It's just a means to do it all. Like, get it together. You don't have tomorrow. You cannot wait. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't want to go too deep in this. Maybe this is another live, maybe this is another show, but I think a lot of things that we see Black people going through and just Americans going through, I think it's all because of population control. And I think it's all because of food. I think it's all because of health. You know, to be really light, and then I'll let you talk. I mean, from the autism spectrum to the increase of high risk pregnancies with the young people. You know, there was a time where people thought, oh, if you have a baby from 15 to 29, you're good. But unfortunately, we have seen a rise in all races of young children being born with special needs, and they're being born to young mothers. And meanwhile, we've also seen wealthy women, no matter what age or what race, over 40 though, for sure, have healthy babies, have healthy twins, have 2 and 3 and 4 kids in their 40s and 40 plus and 50s even, I want to say. That's by design. That is by design. I will stop there because I can go deep into this rabbit hole, but yeah, man, let's just make it a point to really look out for each other in real ways, and it's all starts with that internal health, external health, and that's even you're financially healthy too, for sure.
What can be said after that? There's nothing to be said after that.
Yeah, hey man, yo, you know, let's just segue on out of it. Hey, look, hey, made in 1980s. We still here. All right, man. We've been somber enough. We've been respectful. We've mourned. Let's talk some real. Let's talk the other end, the value of Black legacy. Let's talk the other end. Marlon Wayans. Marlon Wayans just did Club Shay. And man, 3 million in what, 2 days, I think it is, or over that?
I want to say 3 million in 2 days and counting.
So now I am going to go down the rabbit hole of this, but first and foremost, man, I want to clear out the lane. Eyes on you because I haven't seen the full interview, but I do. I want to talk about the interview, and I think we should do it first because we should start positive. We should start more upbeat. I've only seen like the first maybe half hour, and it started off really great. Dare I say, Shannon Sharp literally did the conversation. He had the conversation. He did the interview that Vlad TV just is unable to do, and he's unable to do it for a few reasons. If you really know who Marlon Wayans is, and if you really know who the Wayans family is, you would know that the interview that he just gave to Club Shay, that was never going to happen on Vlad TV. It was never going to happen that way. Even just from the first half hour that I saw, this was never going to happen like that.
Okay, I'm going to say this first. I personally don't like Vlad. Vlad is, like, people want to talk cultural appropriation. He's the king.
Okay.
So, but fuck dude.
Fair.
He was just the interview with Marlon and Vlad couldn't happen for this very reason. Marlon is not going to get on and do these interviews and create drama. That's what Vlad is. He was going to ask the questions that he thought was going to stir the pot. Marlon was going to redirect the fuck out of that shit. Interview wasn't even going to be interesting. Now, the Shannon Sharpe interview was entertaining from beginning to end.
Okay.
He didn't miss a fucking beat. He asked all the right questions, all the appropriate questions. This is an interview. We want to know Marlon Wayans. Tell us about Marlon Wayans from the beginning to now.
Yeah.
Their childhood was so fucking dope.
I know, right? Even though it was poor, it sounded like it, though, right?
It was so fucking dope. Like they were poor because there was a million of them.
Right. Yeah.
You know, one man, one woman taking care of, I think he said it was
10.
10 of them?
Yeah. 10. And with Marlon being the baby, he's number 10.
Marlon being number 10. He told this story about right before school, said his dad would give them like $60-$70 to go school shopping before school starts. Said him and Sean went and got some shell-toed Adidas. No clothes, just shoes.
I got to this part. This is where I left off. This is great. No, go ahead.
No clothes, just shoes. Hey, the way I don't want to get an interview away because I'm telling you, go watch that interview.
Yeah, no, for sure.
But the way he was impersonating his dad, like I've never seen his dad in action. You know, it's only pictures. You know, I've never seen his dad like talk or anything. But the way he kept impersonating his dad was fucking hilarious to me. But you could just tell though, like, dude, that interview was probably one of the most genuine interviews I've seen in a long time. Yeah. Where he really just let Marlon just tell his story.
Yeah. Yeah, no, absolutely. So now we're in agreement, and I am off just the first half hour of it, or however long I watch. It started off phenomenal, to be honest with you. It's a great conversation. I love the fact that, and you can vouch for it all the way through. I don't think Vlad was mentioned one time. That's not where Marlon started. That's not where they ended. I know I saw some internet propaganda saying that it might be more than that, but it honestly wasn't. I think that there's a greater conversation that needs to be had here, right? Let's deal with this in layers. Salute to Marlon Wayans and Shannon Sharpe as well, right? Two black men taking their own careers in their own hands. And you know, I love how they started off, hey, yo, pair your cognac with my cigars. Yeah. You know, like, hey, these are we two black brothers with black businesses, and we trying to get them off the ground. Let's work together. Boom, boom, boom. I just like that. I just like that. At 43 years old, being made in the 1980s, I appreciate that. Let's start here, though. This whole fiasco starts because Vlad does not want to pay Marlon Wayans $40,000 for an interview. Okay. Now, regardless of how I personally feel about Marlon Wayans, I'm not mad at this. Why am I not mad at this? For everybody that may be asking their screens right now, it's because, you know what? People have a price. As one of my favorite heels in wrestling always said, everybody has a price. Shout out to the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. Everybody's got a price. And you know what? $40K was his price. Now, being a content guy, being a broadcast journalist, understanding the analytics and how everything breaks down and AdSense and all of that, okay, I do understand that maybe, just maybe, for your particular platform, Vlad paying Marlon $40,000 does not make mathematical / financial sense for him. Cool. So respectfully decline the interview and keep it moving.
Yes.
The price is the price. One very big problem that we have within ourselves, within our own delegation, is that we don't respect the price, no matter what it is. And what I dislike about what Vlad did the most to Marlon Wayans, it was that not only could he not just be like, okay, we'll skip it. He had to go out of his way to say, I think you should just say, I don't fuck with you versus trying to charge me $40,000 and then doubling down and saying, I wouldn't even make half of that off an interview with you. And then saying, oh, your Breakfast Club interview did X amount of views, like literally telling him, you're not worth the money you're asking for. And the irony and the hypocrisy of that is, you don't think I'm worth that because you want to talk to me. Let nothing distract you from the facts. Let nothing distract you from the facts. He said that Marlon Wayans isn't worth that because he want to talk to him. This ain't a situation. And again, I've met a lot of independent artists, a lot of artists who are dying to get on a Vlad TV. I know a young brother in Chicago that definitely killed somebody and definitely went viral and definitely was like, well, I mean, we'll do an interview, Cam, but I'm really holding out for Vlad. I had that conversation in 2017, 2016, 2017. That is my word to God. But I say that to now say this. It'd be different if Marlon Wayans was like, yo, I want to be on Vlad. How do I get on Vlad? And then, you know, for whatever reason, he throws out a price. You ask to be on the platform and be like, okay, bet, shoot me the 40, and then I'll do it. See, that's crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy. Yeah.
That's nonsense right there.
Yeah, that's complete other nonsense. And you and Vlad is reacting like that's what happened. It's not what happened. He's acting like Marlon came with his hat in his hand, like, hey, bro, I mean, I really need this. I really need this look. But hey, yo, if you could just hit me with 40K, we'll make it happen. It was like, no, you reached out to him. He told you what his price was, and you don't want to honor it. And that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
It's the aspect of trying to get the world to laugh at him and tear him down that I don't fuck with. Like, I don't like that. I don't respect that. And to parallel it, like one is hating to be hating, but you know, this to me, this is no different from a producer out here selling beats, and you know, maybe he ain't got big placements, but for his equipment and for his time and for his effort and how great he thinks he is, his beats are $1,000. And MC Get Busy don't want to pay the $1,000. Okay, that's fine. But now MC Get Busy wants to hop on Threads or Twitter, X, Instagram, whatever, and be like, man, I can't believe Dynamo is charging $1,000 for a beat. Like, who this nigga think he is? Mustard? Like, he ain't produced Not Like Us. He ain't 40 or Hit Boy. What is he doing charging $1,000? Hey, bro, if you ain't got the rack, just say you ain't got the rack. Like, it don't matter what he charges because somebody else has paid it. Like, or somebody will pay it. It ain't none of your concern about what he like. Yo, that's pocket watching. That's pocket watching and trying to devalue somebody. It's also a parallel of like, yo, you can't DJ my party for 6 hours for $200. What you mean? You're not DJ Premier. Why you need $2,000 to do a 6-hour show? You should be happy to do my show, because what else was you doing? Don't fucking matter. He could be taking his kids to Texas Roadhouse. It don't matter. Like, bro, you want my service. You want my presence. You want my skill. You want my story, my conversation. I put a price on it. Honor it or not. Like, that is it. It didn't have to be any of this. And that's the nasty work about it.
I'm still trying to figure out why Vlad would even shoot for, like, with the type of shit, the type of shit that the questions he asks and the people that he interviews and the way he goes about his interviews. Why would you even want to interview Marlon?
So now I got a question for that, and I want your response to this, because when I thought about what a Vlad TV Marlon Wayans interview would sound like, it would sound like answering if Sean is gay.
Yeah.
It sounds like, hey, remember when you got caught in the boat with your side chick and then you got divorced? Yo, remember the child support stories? Remember, like, what about your divorce? Hey, I heard you just got robbed.
I just got robbed. Want to talk about his daughter? Messy shit.
Yeah, like that would have been the discussion, and that's why I'm saying, like, so, and in that regard, since if you know that play and that exists, because Marlon Wayans is not naive to what Vlad TV, the platform, is, and he was like, okay, hey, look, you want dirt, or you want to try to pry it out of me for my time? Well, hey, look, my time is $40,000 to sit with you, and you can determine if you got the content you needed or not. You know,
and then for him to act like, look, his last name is worth $40,000.
More if we keep in the buck.
If we really want to be for real,
yeah.
Like, even the brothers and sisters that didn't be in the light,
yeah,
that last name,
yeah, for sure.
holds weight. Period.
Yeah, I think people, again, because we're in a new era, we're in a new time, and I love how this was said casually, but it needs to be understood. Marlon Wayans is a global superstar, and he's a part of minimum 3 global phenomenons: In Living Color, White Chicks,
Scary
Movies. If you know nothing else, and that's over the span of 30 years. It's over the span of 30 years. For all the people that love to hang on the word relevant and relevancy, you don't need to be relevant when those 3 things are on your resume. No, you don't need, he doesn't need to do anything today, but he's doing stand-up today. You know what I'm saying? Hey, the Wayans brothers in the 2nd tier.
Yeah.
That's his 2nd tier success. So, you know, I don't like the nasty work behind that. Just this aspect of, oh, let me try my best to devalue somebody who's been a Black entertainer, who has a real legacy, who comes from a great family lineage of entertainment for over 30 years just himself. But if you count Keenan, we're going on 50 years now of that family being the royal family for Black entertainment.
Yeah.
You dig what I'm saying? Like, it's there's a few names, and I know people, like, you know, we throw in the Smith family and we throw in the Carters, but we can never forget about the Wayans, like we shouldn't forget about the Jacksons. Like, it's there.
Yeah.
Like, it's there. Like, we need to stop this thing where we don't recognize the people who not only it ain't even paving the way. It's like, do y'all realize that Ken Ivory Wayans was the only black show on Fox? He was the only black producer, director, writer on Fox at one point. It was him and The Simpsons.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, do we get that? And then not only that, it spawns not only his brothers, but also Jim Carrey and Tommy Davidson and David Allen Greer, J-Lo. You know what I mean? Like, are we clear on who we talking about when we just say just anything about what somebody's value for the interview is today in 2024? Hey, listen, Marlon Wayans been on Oprah when it was Oprah, not Oxygen, not O or whatever that is. No, he was on the Harpo produced show Oprah a decade ago, easily. We need to recalibrate who we talking to. Like when he told Vlad his platform was beneath him, it sounds crazy if you were born this era. If you were born in this millennium, that might sound crazy. And it sounds probably even crazy if you were born last decade. But you know, since Vlad wants to compare his numbers, you know, his interview numbers versus Marlon's numbers, here let's throw him with his white counterparts and see how well he stacks up. How well do you stack up against a Joe Rogan or a Howard Stern or a Tim Robbins or a Lewis Howes, who's Marlon Wayans has also been on that show? All right, a Dave Ramsey, new to the field, Theo Vaughn, Gary Vee, Jon Stewart, Stephen Colbert, and even though he's been on the platform, Grant Cardone. How does your platform stack up to the other white guys that are out here creating content? Since you want to attack the legacy act, if you will, the legacy in the black entertainer, what about the other white guys doing what you do? Because you know you're not in the number one spot over Stern or Rogan. You know you're not there.
No.
You're nowhere near it. Like, Joe Rogan signed for over $225 million with Spotify. That's one platform, and that's the re-up contract. So you didn't have it before him either. You dig what I'm saying? Like, I don't like that. Like, if you're going to pocket watch yourself amongst the other people that do what you do. Don't pocket watch and don't measure your clout and your exposure with the person that you're trying to get on your platform. He didn't ask to be there. You're asking him, and you don't want to do it based on the price he gave you. I don't think that's right. That's just not a right thing to do.
At the end of the day, his bitch ass made a fool out of himself. Like, he clowned himself the fuck out. Like you said before, he shot you his number. My price is my price. You don't get to dictate my price.
Exactly.
I told you my price. You could have gracefully said, "Nah, I'm a pass." Yeah. And nobody had to fucking know about
it. Yeah. This is literally information we were offered.
Nobody had to know about it. Marlon didn't say shit until you said something.
Mm-hmm.
So what did he think was going to happen? Okay, clearly you thought you were going to shame him.
Mm-hmm.
That didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just told me before we started that he tried to drag D.L. Hughley in on it.
Yeah. He's been asking other interviews about it, or he's been talking about it in an effort to talk down on Marlon some more.
How does his brain work to where you asked me to talk to you? I said, I will talk to you for this number. It ain't my fault you can't reach that number.
Yeah.
Or you don't think you'll recoup from that number. That's cool.
Right.
That's fine.
It is.
You could have avoided all of this. So that's how you can tell what a motherfucker. That's how you can tell what a motherfucker lost whatever the situation is. When you got to try and drag somebody in with you, you're like, but ain't it though? No. Okay, let me go ask somebody else. Somebody's gonna agree with me eventually.
Right? Yeah. You're drawing for straws at that point.
Like I used to tell people like we was kids, we sitting around and we roasting on each other. I could be the funniest motherfucker in a circle, but not have the entourage. You be trash as fuck, but it's gonna seem like you winning because your boys is gassing you. All you need is one person to be like, "Oh yeah, man, that nigga Marlon tripping," and now you're justified.
Yep.
Yep. Facts. You asked 1 million people, but you finally found 1,000,001 to be like, "Yeah, that nigga Marlon bugging," and then you're like, "Yeah, I told y'all he was bugging."
Yeah.
What about the other 1,000,000 that told you to fuck off?
Right. Exactly.
You don't want to interview them.
Yeah. No. Like, oh no. I mean, they always hating. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Sucker shit, man.
Yeah, man. Another layer, because you said something, and I was trying to remember it verbatim. I should have typed it down. Because I think you asked a question to the effect like, what was on his mind? I'm gonna say something here. This ain't really a conspiracy theory, but this is just something I think that just people should be mindful of as if you've consumed enough Vlad TV content just over the years. Like it's well over a decade in now. So like, and again, this is not us saying anything about the platform itself. Again, you can have on your platform whoever you want. And you can choose to do or not do any piece of content that you want. That's not what this is about. This is just about the respect that comes with, for me, I'm going to speak for me, and you feel free to co-sign if you want, Wayne, but for me, I'm talking about this topic today because I feel a way when any person, especially a person that is trying to capitalize, monetize, benefit off of hip hop culture, is going out of their way to, dismantle, destroy, devalue, or just try to just talk down on any Black entertainer, musician, actor, athlete, whatever it is, any creator. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it's a person like Vlad. One thing that I can always expect, especially in times like this, Wayne, is that Vlad is always going to tell you how many Black people he helped. Like he goes out of his way. Yeah. I know him. I gave him money. Or, oh, hey, I know him. I've done this for this person. I've done this for him. I've done this for her. And they always just happen to be Black. Like he will go out of his way to tell you what he's done for a Black person. And I've been trying to get to the root of that for 5 years now, as I just slowly just listened to it and heard it more. Like even like the whole Lord Jamar, Godfrey, Nori situation, like all of that. I was just like, why does he keep going out of his way to say what he's done for them? Like he even is a clip, and I forget who he was talking to. He's even talking about how he's loaned one of them money because they were down bad. Like these are the words he's saying in another interview. They ain't got nothing to do with them. And I'm just like, dude, really get off on, assisting Black people. And also kicking our back in when we don't seem grateful that he wants to talk to us, and that we're not grateful enough to just take whatever he give us in an effort to get what he wants and what he needs too. Let's not get it twisted. You take all the Black people off of Vlad TV, and what is it? And that's behind the scenes too as well. But I say that to be like, that really rubs me the wrong way more than anything. more than anything, I just don't like the undertone of Vlad constantly telling me in any interview he can how many black people he be helping out.
I agree with you 1,000,000%. But that also goes because we not the only people that's seeing this.
Yeah.
I'm not diverting from what you're saying, but I want to ask you a question.
For sure. Let's go.
Because I see this a lot in our delegation. Like I said, we're not the only people that's seeing Vlad do this.
For sure.
People that's seeing Vlad act this way.
Fact.
And I guarantee we're not the first people to get on microphones and say this about him. Why the fuck does our delegation keep going back? Like it's like the same way I look at the Grammy Awards and the Oscars and stuff like that. You watch the BET Awards, and whoever's presenting always has to accept on their behalf.
Yeah.
You watch the Soul Train Awards, always have to accept on their behalf. But you motherfuckers gonna make it to the Grammys. Y'all gonna make it to the Oscars.
Yep.
I'll call this shit white validation. It's a need. What? Like I said, I know we're not the only people that seeing Vlad do this.
Yeah.
But y'all still can't wait to get on Vlad. Like your man's in Chicago. No, I'm waiting for Vlad. For fucking what?
Yeah, right. So you can get this murder case highlighted and never get off the ground. Basically, it's how I that's what I wanted to say, but at the end of the day, he is still a killer, so I chilled. So I'm like, he might kill me for saying this. Like, this is his hopes and dreams. Like, he really think this is because that's his big break. He thought he was like, yo, when I do this, boom, I'm out of here. We respect the clout too much, Wang. We respect the clout too much because, and here's the deal. It's like, you ask why do we do it? Because somehow, some way, we are convinced that is the biggest, baddest machine that exists in the space of hip hop content and or urban content. And hey, and maybe at one point that really was the vibe. Maybe that was the wave in the movement. There is possibly a very great chance that at one time there was no bigger platform than Vlad TV for hip hop artists. And I say hip hop artists because a lot of them can't go anywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, and get talked to. Like, hey, look, 1 million downloads don't necessarily get you on the Breakfast Club. It don't get you on Big Boy in the Neighborhood. It don't get you on Hot 97 for Ebro. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta do.
But it might get you indicted.
Yeah, facts. You know what I'm saying? Facts. You know what I mean? And as much as we talk about not messing with the platform, I mean, hey, I do have on good authority. I produce a podcast for a person that has gotten paid to do an interview on Vlad TV. See, like that's the thing. People are being paid to, share whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, hell, I'm going to pay this. We're going to get that. Then we're going to monetize off of it. And obviously, they're not giving more money than they can get. That's the other reason why the $40,000 thing with Marlon Wayans is so it's such a nerve for him, because probably maybe there is a person and the person might be Boosie that's getting 40,000 of Vlad interview because of what the numbers do. That could be very possible. Now, that ain't got nothing to do with Marlon, because that's what Marlon said he wanted. He just wanted what he wanted, and that was it. But that's how it's perceived. Two things I want to say, because I don't want to forget them, is that one, if this was like Charlemagne the God, we'd be nailing him to the cross right now for treating Marlon like this.
Yes.
We'd be nailing him to the cross. If this was Joe Budden, we'd be nailing him to the cross. We'd be crucifying Joe Budden if he did this to Marlon. Nori and DJ EFN, we would not let anybody that looked like us get away with this.
No.
And you know, and it would be Matt talks about how, oh, you irrelevant, you need him on the platform, you never had a white chick, you never had a scary movie. And don't get me wrong, a lot of people are coming to the defense of Marlon Wayans. And you know, but unfortunately, but you know what, honestly though, Wayne, let's also talk very real about this. I don't think the black demo that is truly up in arms about some of his moves and actions are subscribed to the channel. I don't think they're watching the content actively. I don't think any of that exists. I think that we are the loud majority, and the minority is a lot of kids that are like Adam 22. You know what I mean? Like, I think, you know what I'm saying? Hey, and not for nothing, No Jumper is a subsidiary of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, there is a legion of these people that watch this content, but I don't think it's the ones. It's not the same ones. Like, it's levels to everything, right? And the people viewing this aren't necessarily the people that we probably talk to day to day or know anything about this. That list I gave y'all earlier, you tell me how many Joe Rogan fans know who Vlad TV is, or Howard Stern fans, or Gary Vee fans. And you know what I'm saying? Like, you like Theo Vaughn, like who, like, again, let me compare him to his counterparts. Let me compare him to the people that look like him, and then we'll see how much that 40,000 really is. And we'll see what's the net on what these other guys like. What's the net on Tim Robbins' show versus your show? Let's see what those numbers do. See, that's the Jedi mind trick. You know, like if you're sticking to nothing but hip hop content, if all you do with your day-to-day, week to week, month to month, year to year, if all you do is consume hip-hop platform content, then you just might think that he is top 3 dead or alive, and he's not 3. You might think that. But when you open the scope and you are just here to consume content in general, you may or may not be surprised that he may not be in many top 20s.
He's not.
You know what I'm saying? Like let's, like, when we get into, you know, finance content creators, comedy content creators, wrestling content creators, other hip hop content creators, people that are just, again, Joe Rogan is the number 1 in the world. Okay, the Caller Daddy girl, I forget her name. She's up there now. She just signed for over 100 M's. Like, we got, the Kelsey brothers signed for 100 M's. We got to be careful about only consuming one sector of content and thinking that's the dubs. Like, they the top 3. No. Hey, listen, I tell people this all the time. Podcasting been around way before y'all decided to start listening to Combat Jack. And rest in peace, Combat Jack. But it's been around way before that. Way before that. Podcasting was a thing in the 80s. We are talking about a moment in time. Larry King was a podcaster, if we're keeping it real. You know what I'm saying? 60 minutes, the 60 Minutes content was podcast worthy. It was long form content before they was just on a TV show. But look at everybody. What are we doing now? Everybody sitting behind green screens or in nice areas, giving they think pieces like Andy Rooney used to do, or doing interviews with the most popular person they could, like Ed Bradley used to do, in an effort to monetize it. The only thing different is that they got paid up front and we trying to get paid on the back end. That's the only difference. So I want everybody to really educate yourself. See, I'm a media nerd too. I'm a content nerd too. You can't just tell me anything and think that that's the wave. Like, I've been paying attention to everybody for a long time. That's why I do this. So I want people to truly be aware of that and understand that, yo, Marlon Wayans has been on way bigger platforms than Vlad TV in his life. In his life, in 30 years, you think for anybody to think that as long as you've seen Marlon Wayans on a TV or a movie screen, that you think that Vlad TV is the pinnacle of what he would be doing, or if that's in the top 50 of things that he's ever done with his life, yo, Google is officially your father at that point. You need to get on there and learn a lot.
I mean, in a sense, like what you said, we kind of got to give it we don't have to give Vlad a pass. I'll give the consumer a pass. Because, like you said, a lot of the consumer are of the last 20 years.
Yeah.
They don't know nothing about the Wayans. So I saw a young man say the other day that Michael Jackson was overrated.
See. He should be using. Yo, I'm bugging. Yo. My tolerance for Michael Jackson slander is -15. Right?
But
I will microwave one of you little mother. Talking down on Mike, bro. You need to relax.
but like you said, these kids, Vlad, to this generation, Vlad TV may be top tier, and maybe they done put it in Vlad's head that he is in the top 5. Maybe he genuinely feels that.
Mm-hmm.
I can't take that from you if you do.
Yeah, right. You should always think the highest you can of yourself.
Always. So you may not be paid like you're number one, but you should feel like you're number one.
Facts.
Speaking into existence. I still don't fuck with you, but speaking into existence. I really don't even have anything good to say. I don't. Like, he's clown. He's a clown. And this solidified it for me with his actions. Like, always felt you were one. Now I know you are. You're disrespectful to a long legacy. Like, if you, because he kept saying it. Marlon kept saying this in the interview with Shannon Sharp.
Mm-hmm.
In his family, I think he said it's 500 years of a legacy.
Oh, wow. Wow.
I want to say that's what he said. He said in his family, it's 500 years of a legacy between Sean, himself, Damon, Keenan, Kim, with the niece Shantae, Damon Jr. You telling me that's not worth 40,000? I feel like he lowballed himself.
Hey, yeah, man. And you know what? Real quick, because I want to say this as well. because I'm sure there's going to be a conversation about people thinking that this is no different from the Monique situation, right? But to those people, I say this: the reason why the difference with Monique and Netflix versus Vlad and Marlon Wayans is this. Monique was doing a very spirited version of pocket watching. Her gripe was Netflix gave me this, but they gave the new girl this and the white girl that, so I want this. Mm-hmm. And I don't think that's right. And I think that's why a lot of people fire back with the, well, what have you done or what are you doing to think you deserve that much? Because that's the thing. When you start comparing yourself to others, you're going to open the door for people to be like, well, I don't even remember the last thing you did. or I don't fuck with the last thing you did. So why do you need this money? Versus Marlon Wayans just being like, hey, look, I don't know who you paying what, but this is what I want. Like, if you want to talk to me, this is what I want. You know what I'm saying? It's no different than a lot of this. Again, the gender war BS we see. Oh, you gotta take me to STK if you want some pussy tonight. Oh, okay, well, guess I'm not going to STK. You know what I'm saying? Like, guess I don't need my condoms now. Oh well, you know what I mean? Like, it just is what it is. So I think that's the difference. Like, when you put value on yourself based on yourself, I don't think you're ever wrong. But when you come to a space where you are pocket watching and you're trying to say, oh, well, somebody got this, well, now I'm me. And I should get this because, oh, I've been doing it longer than her. And, well, she's got all the advantages. And because they, got this, and I think I'm funnier than them. It's like, no, just negotiate off of who you are. And let that be it.
Okay, let me play devil's advocate real quick, just to see where you're going to go with it. Mm-hmm. What if, just say for instance, what if Vlad did research on what a Marlon interview would particularly go for? Mm-hmm. Okay. What if Marlon charged Vlad an extra 10 from the 30 that he would charge anybody else? Do you think he has? Okay, so the question will be, after saying that, the question would be, do you think Vlad has a gripe now? Why are you overcharging me?
No, because
look, your price is your price. Mm-hmm. Because say for instance, I become a famous rapper tomorrow, and because of our relationship, no, Kept from the Port getting a free interview. He getting all the free interviews whenever he want one. Mm-hmm. And Joe Smo over here say, hey, I know Kept from the Port. We cool. And he said that you gave him a free interview. Can I? No.
Yeah, no. See, hey, and the other part is, yeah, exactly. Hey, and the other part is, I would never tell them that. Just me being official. I was like, I don't know what he charge you. I was like, I'm sure my price is different. What he charging you? And then I was like, this is not your business. Like, don't worry about what I do to get what I get. Don't worry about that. Look, we're in the age of inflation. People price gouge. Hey, shit, it's $20 for 10 wings in some places. I just don't go there. I come back when the coupon is available or when they back to $10 for 10 wings. That's what I do. Like, see, I don't even care if it is documented fact that he charged Vlad, but he named a price for Vlad and then went to Shannon Sharp for free. I don't care. The point is, like, look, because to use your analogy, let's use the Ice Spice, because this really happened. When Ice Spice had Munch, when when Ice Spice was just the girl in the Bronx doing drill, clapping her ass on the corner in the Bronx, she was only getting like $500 to $1,000 a show. And then right in the middle of all that happening, Munch took off. And she said, now my price is $5,000 or $5,000 or $10,000. And you know what? Club promoters paid it. Do you want the girl here or no? Like that's what it is. And you know, it's and that is the blessing and sometimes the curse of being an independent contractor, because it does become a game of supply and demand. When you are hot, you got to strike while the iron is hot. Shoot, hey, rest in peace. Rich homie Quan was just saying that in his my expert opinion interview, that he got a show on New Year's Eve and it was like $120. That's how much they get for one show. And he thought he could get that price everywhere he went. And it was like, nah, son, we're not paying you that. And unfortunately, because he wanted more of those paydays, he missed some shows, ended up devaluing himself because he didn't have another hit that came after all the ones. And now he's down to $12,000 a show. So now he's not even getting the 20 to 40 that he was getting when my niggas and Flex and, you know, a Type of Way and all, when everything was ringing off, they was giving him 20 to 40. He said it. And then, but he did a New Year's Eve show for that 6. Thought he could get that everywhere. And they was like, no, that was a special occasion, bro. This is New Year's Eve. Like, we ringing in the New Year with you. Yeah. Like, no, come Valentine's Day, bro. No. You here for 20. You know what I'm saying? But then by time, so if you don't take it by August, if you ain't got them ringing off, well, now you back to 10 to 12. You know what I'm saying? That's the game.
Well, at the end of the day, it's still fuck Vlad.
Okay.
Not going to change my tune. Man, you just be honest with you, made my opinion. I know my opinion of him don't matter because people about him. He don't know me, I don't know him. But this situation really made me feel that way about him, though. It's like, but it also, like I said, but it also stems something deeper because, like I said, I know me and you are not the only two that's seen the bullshit. Why do our delegation feel like he's the validator? I don't like that.
Yeah, that's a great question, and I would love for people to answer it, because it can't just be the money, and it can't. I'm not gonna say what it can't be because I don't know. I'm not. I would have to talk to the people to understand it. I would have to talk to the people on this.
I don't even like DJ Academics, but I'd rather take my talent to Academic. I don't like him either.
Hey, but you know what? And I guarantee you, just off the fact of him being black is one of the reasons why.
Damn it.
Yeah, you know, I mean, hey, look, you know, we've never had this much hip hop media exist before in our lifetime. You know, there was a time where there was none if you weren't at a magazine like Right On, you know what I'm saying, or Jet. But then there was The Source, there was Double XL, there was, you know, Vibe magazine. And then even with that, you had Rap City, you had Yo MTV Raps. And then there was kind of nothing for a minute. And then, you know, then there's the blog era. So, you know, so many different voices and opinions covering hip hop exist right now. And, you know, he's definitely towards the front of the pack, but as time moves on, there has been a dip. Again, I think you could point to a time where people unquestionably would be like, he's number one. But I think now, 2024, going into 2025, you might say people would put him probably in a top 5, top 10, but I don't have to be here to consume this anymore. And not for nothing, I kind of think he's feeling the effects of that.
Yeah.
No, just my opinion. I could be wrong. I could be dead right though, too. Though. You know what I mean? Because you know, here we are. You know, there are so many artists that exist today that that move independently, that catch the stigmas of everything. They kind of still want to be on the Breakfast Club, even if they don't want their song on the radio now. Which is cap. Everybody want their song on the radio, especially in New York. It's still number one. You know what I'm saying, for media. You know, there are still like, I don't care how they try to spin the narrative. Yeah, you being at the top of the Spotify playlist is cool, but once terrestrial radio gets your song or your message out to the people that are just, you know, broke, starving, or don't want to pay for radio, and they hear your song, it's going to be life-changing. Terrestrial radio is still the number one free platform to consume music and information, especially locally. Now, nationally, they lose the battle every time to the internet. But locally, if you want to know who's popping in your city, your local radio station should still be the person that's doing that.
Well, brother, I gotta run. It's dinner time.
Yeah. Same.
Well,
man. Oh, go ahead.
Again, RIP to everybody we lost this over the last 2 months.
Yeah, man.
It's been heavy. And hopefully, let this be an eye opener.
Word.
Like, this is getting scary. It's only getting worse.
Mm-hmm.
You know, of course, talking about Rich Homie, and let's take care of make sure we on top of our health. Let's make sure, you know, we go into them doctor's visits. You know, I say, you know, Fatman Scoop wasn't even Fatman Scoop no more.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
You know, he was just dubbed the name, and he can't go anywhere. He wasn't even Fatman no more.
Yeah. That definitely was on the decline and getting his health right, for sure.
Getting his health right. You said, what'd you say? What's his name? Texas.
BeatKing.
BeatKing said that, yes, let's get this moving. Started getting it moving.
Mm-hmm.
He's no longer here.
Yeah, man.
And then we have these fucking pills. That shit ain't scary to y'all,
man.
Like that don't that doesn't make you afraid.
Mm-hmm.
That this one time, that scares the fuck out of me. I don't even do shit like that.
Yeah, no, facts.
Like, that scares the fuck out of me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Again, condolences to all lost, even just the last 2 weeks, but this entire year. You know what I'm saying? And please take care of yourself. Please take care of each other. Name your price. Give your price. Stick to your price. F who don't want to give you your price. Beware of the backhanded help that you receive, especially if you are Black in America. And continue to support, listen to, and react to Made in the 1980s. All right. We appreciate y'all this evening, man. Thank you so much for tuning in whenever you decide to tune in. And as always, you know, it's love.